Hi everyone, it's Riya and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys my 2021 bullet journal setup. So as I mentioned in a previous video, my old bullet journal was coming to an end, so for Christmas this year I got the 100% recycled Earth Sky Blue Great Barrier Reef journal from Dingbats. As you can see, it's got this really nice soft leather cover, and on the front there is an imprint of like a coral reef with a seahorse and a sea turtle, and it also has a pocket for a pen and a strap that wraps around the front. It also has a bookmark, and for the first few pages it gives you some information about the Great Barrier Reef, a place to write your name, and it gives you these little index pages that help you sort of plan out your journal. I personally don't think I'll use this very much because it's got like the keys and I kind of just make up stuff as I go along. So I think the only thing out of these already printed pages that I'll be using is the index. And as you can see, all of the other pages are dot gridded. I think they're 0.5 millimeters in between each dot, and there are 184 of those pages. So for this bullet journal setup, I decided to recreate AmandaRachLee's 2021 setup. Obviously, I changed a few things just because not all of her spreads were personal to me, but I've included most of her spreads, and I also used the same colour scheme. I just wanted to talk a little bit about AmandaRachLee. She is one of my biggest inspirations for bullet journaling, and a lot of the spreads you'll see me do, so most of them are inspired by her work. So I really suggest that you go check out her channel because she's such an amazing artist. And yeah. So for her first spread, Amanda wrote out, "Dear 2021, please be good." And in 2021, she wrote that as a big bubble writing number, and she outlined each of the numbers in a drop shadow effect using a yellow, grey, pastel blue and pastel pink marker. Around that she created a border and she put some hearts and stars, so I have replicated that onto my page. And next to that we have our grid spacing guide. Obviously mine won't match up exactly with hers because obviously the grid spacing will be different. But basically, if you don't know what it is, a grid spacing guide, it sort of just shows you where each of the sort of, thirds, quarters and halves should be on your page. I think this is really helpful if you are using a dot grid journal because it's easier to do, or a square grid journal, that sort of thing. And so say if you wanted to split your page up into, say, quarters going vertically, you could refer to this page to see exactly how many squares or dots you need to do instead of having to figure it out and do all the maths in your head. Then on the next page, we have a future log. So the way Amanda did this was by creating a Dutch door. I think hers might have been a little bit bigger than mine, but she basically made a Dutch door that was sort of like a mini notebook inside that spread. It's a bit hard to explain, but she basically kind of just drew a rectangle coming out of the middle of her notebook, and then she cut all around that, so it sort of like had a big flap in between the two pages. And basically this allowed her to have all her months on one spread, but like on a flap. So the first side of the flap would have obviously January, February, March and April. Then when you flip the Dutch door over, you'll see May, June, July and August. And when you flip it over again, you will see September, October, November and December. She also added these cute tabs on the end of her Dutch door to show whether what month it was, so 001 to 04 refers to January to April and that sort of thing. Next, I decided to recreate her 2021 goals and her things to do spreads. 2021 goals spread is pretty simple. Just wrote out the title in that same way with the drop shadow lettering and the little hearts and stars and doodles all around it. Then just split your page up and label it however you want. I decided to split mine into school, personal and overall. Obviously you can suit this to whatever goal sections you want to do. And then next to that I have my things to check out. Again, using that drop shadow effect and the doodles around it. And this is actually where I referred to my grid spacing guide, because I wanted to split my page up into quarters so I could split my things to see into books, movies, TV shows and songs. So yeah, the grid spacing guide is already coming in pretty handy. Obviously, Amanda had a few more personalized pages after that spread that I just showed you, and those don't really apply to me. So I missed them out and I skipped forward to her 2021 highlight reel. And this is basically just a way of showing that it's a memories page. So obviously, like I've said many times, use that same font with the drop shadow and write out your title. And then she just split her page up into 6 boxes. So you can put a picture in each of the boxes for that month. And then underneath that, she used the corresponding colours to write out a Song of the Month section. I did another spread after that for the other 6 months of the year, which I will show you in this flip through, because this is my final flip through for my 2021 setup. That was a recreation of AmandaRachLee's setup. So as you can see, here is my first page with the Dear 2021 Please Be Good and the grid spacing guide. And then here we have our future log. I thought the page looked a bit plain, so I added some more doodles all around it. As you can see here, this is what I meant by the Dutch door. I know when I was showing you when I was making it, it went quite fast, so here's the slowed down version of it. And then next we have our goals and things to check out. I'd say those 2 spreads are probably the easiest to create. Then finally, the 2 spreads showing our highlight reel and Song of the Month. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you all next time. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.